Hello, today we're going to do lesson 11, and there are two things we're going to review. First, we're going to talk about reciprocals or multiplicative inverse. And that is whenever we have a number and we write the reciprocal is passing whatever's in the numerator for the denominator and what is in the denominator for the numerator. So in this case, the reciprocal of A is 1 over A. Let's do some examples. If I have, for example, 7/3 and I want the reciprocal, I have to pass the 3 to the top and the 7 to the bottom. It's like we do a switch between the two. We flip them. Let's do another one. -1/5. And if we want the reciprocal, we're going to pass the 5 to the top and the 1 to the bottom. Now the negative stays the same, so we have that the reciprocal of -1/5 is -5. We can also have the reciprocal, for example, of 2. And so in this case, if we find the reciprocal of 2, again, we have to pass it to the denominator, and the answer is 1/2. Now, if you notice, if we multiply the reciprocal times the original number, we always get 1. So the product of a number times its reciprocal is 1. The second thing we're going to review in this lesson is about order of operations. You may remember PEMDAS, which some people think about it as please, excuse, my dear, and Sally. But I like to think about it just like that, PEMDAS. The first thing is parentheses. So whatever needs to be simplified inside of a parenthesis, we do first. The second thing is exponents, and exponents includes also radicals. Then we have multiplication and division in the order that they appear. And finally, we have addition and subtraction, again in the order they appear. So in this first example, we have to realize that there's some multiplications and subtractions. So we'll have to start with the step number 3 and then do number 4. So I like to do this kind of mark here like a V, indicating that that's the multiplication and that we have to do those first. It's like there is a glue between those two numbers. So 4 times 3 is 12 plus 2. And then -3 times 5 is -15. Now we're ready to do the addition and subtraction. Remember, we add first the ones that have the same sign. That would be 14. And 14 minus 15, we subtract and choose the sign of the biggest. So -1. Example 11.2. Simplify. Again, we're going to first mark where the multiplications are. So we have 2. -5 times 2 is -10. -3. And then 6 times 3, which is 18. Notice how I keep the signs so that we know if they're adding or subtracting. Okay, now we're going to do the addition and subtraction. We first add the positives. 2 plus 18 is 20. Now we add the negatives. -10 minus 3 is -13. Now that we have a positive and a negative, we subtract. 20 minus 13 is 7. And we choose the sign of the biggest, which in this case is positive. And that's it. That's our answer. Let's look at this last example. Again, we find the multiplications. We have here 4 times 3, -2 times 5, and -5 times 2. 4 times 3 is 12. -2 times 5 is -10 plus 6. And then -5 times 2 is -10 again. Now we have the positives. 12 plus 6 is 18. And the negatives, -10 minus 10 is -20. Now that we have an addition of a positive and negative, we subtract, which is 2, and choose the sign of the biggest, which in this case is negative. So our answer is -2. Okay, very good. That's it. I'll see you in the next video.